Hi guys, and welcome to another. So that's just a few thoughts, really. So thanks for tuning in. If you've got a curiosity in the mind to do so, I appreciate your time and your energy. I'm a diverse thought thinker, and part of having this neuro spicy brain, it throws up all sorts of things into my head that I want to talk about. And I always think of how I can help other people progress through what I talk about a lot about mind treacle and the difficulties in your head. And I always look at structures and ways of getting round or through whatever it is that's slowing you down. So what slowed me down just recently was I had an idea in my head of what I wanted to talk about. And all of these people that come on to YouTube and give out advice and guidance say that you should have a structure, you should work through processes, have a script and things like that. And I can honestly sit here and say to you that I have tried on at least 5 or 6 attempts with a script of what I want to put on in regards to this keyword of scaffolding. And every time I've ended up stopping it because something's just not not felt right for me. So my idea behind scaffolding was that as a therapist and helping people, you come up with structure and strategies that help them problem solve. Once you get them into their way of thinking and understanding that the way of thinking needs to be in an alignment with the way that they're acting, then you can make major changes. And that's great because you're solving a problem, you're helping shine a light on somebody's fears. So where did the scaffolding idea come in? Well, this was sort of the aftermath of dealing with somebody when if I'm doing any sort of counselling or coaching or guide work with anybody, I'm realizing now that this neuro spicy brain of mine is actually a superpower because I think in totally different ways to neurotypical people, in that they might think in straight lines and I will then go round it and sort of curve and go all over the place because my mind is that random. So that got me sort of stepping into somebody else's shoes of going, when they've gone, oh, I understand where you're coming from, has that helped them solve a problem? And if the answer's coming back a yes, well, I've done a good service. And then I thought, do you know what? What if that when you've got somebody to look at what they're doing and how they're structuring their response to the things that are going on around them, what happens if that drums up a load of fear? Right. And it just go, oh my God, am I being judged? No, I'm not being judged because being judgy, I ask people what they want to get out of any session with me, any sort of work that they want to do with me. So there's no part of me that is sitting there telling you that you're doing anything right or wrong. But what can happen, and has happened just recently with somebody, is they start to assess what they've done in the past, and then they will have a reason why they've done that, because that might have been their upbringing, that might have been a traumatic experience, might have been out of necessity to protect themselves. So you find the solution to the problem, but that solution can well be too much to cope with, because you can become comfortable in discomfort. You can become comfortable in your trauma and in your yes, the way where you've been in the darkness. And when somebody comes in and just quite simply puts a light onto it, you're like, oh God, it kind of scrambles everything. So where the scaffolding concept come from, I was just thinking, so word association, what's scaffolding? Well, it's a structure that goes up to protect something, or it supports something while the fullness is revealed. So my thought was, with this scaffolding, it can be positive or negative. And it's much like the thought processes and the thought patterns. It can be positive or negative. So I just want you to take a few moments, if you manage to get through this video, to consider, have you got any scaffolding up and around you? So you may well have the answers to some of the deeper questions in your life. You may well tell people what you're doing. It could be slightly different to the way that you're actually acting on these instructions, or it could well be that you've been to a therapist or you've had a conversation with a counsellor or somebody like that, and it's sort of scrambled everything that you know. So it's kind of like having a big filing cabinet in your mind, and in that is everything that you've accrued during your lifetime, all of your instructional techniques, if you like, all of your guidebooks. And then one day something comes along and disrupts that. And it could be positive, as I say, it could be negative. And it knocks that filing cabinet over. So as the filing cabinet goes over, we know that it functions best when it's upright. Now, as we go into that sort of filing cabinet, there's all sorts of files in there that may well be no use anymore. So when we've got this opportunity, when we're in a place of disruption or something's come at us, we can then take those files, have a good look at them, and then decide whether we want to put them back in or not. So while we're doing that, we're in this place of where the scaffolding is surrounding us. And that's a good thing because we're prepping. And then once we take the scaffolding down, we can then reveal the new, in inverted commas, us. But the other side of that scaffolding could well be that because somebody's challenged what you know to be true at this moment, we've gone into a fear vibration. Oh my God, I'm being judged. Oh my God. But if that's proven to be true, then the lots of my life doesn't make sense anymore. Right. Think about this carefully. Once your body, your energy source itself has said, right, I've got a problem, I want to change things, then to change things, we've got to be able to do different things than we've done. Because one of the old sayings that I was taught when I was doing my NLP training, neuro-linguistic programming, was if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. So that scaffolding can be protective. It can be to just like cover us so that we don't feel like we're exposed anymore. So this scaffolding idea was brought about by just my neuro spicy thought processing and just going, well, it can be good or bad. So my thoughts for today, and I will leave you on this note, is the scaffolding is up there to protect, right? Or get ready to show the reveal. So if you're feeling defensive and you're surrounding yourself by this structure, you've got more work to do. Right. And then just decide when you're ready to reveal whatever it is that you need to reveal. Nobody has got the right to judge you in any way, shape, or form. You have got that honor. And if whatever age you are now, the likelihood is the traumatic side of you is coming from a younger age. So it's bringing in all of these bits of information. So the likelihood is when you feel fear and you've in that worried vibration, it's a younger part of you that is bringing information to the current you, how you're going to handle it. Now, when you're ready, you can use all of your years' experience up to this point to just settle that younger person's nerves, and you can then take down the scaffolding and reveal the true you. Right? It may well be that you've done all of the work that you need to do to reveal to yourself this new version of you, 2.0 or whatever version that you're on. So that's what scaffolding brought into mind for me. And as I said to you, just a few thoughts. So consider what you're surrounding yourself with today. And maybe it's just time to take it all down and just be you. So if you got this far, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate your time. There will be no editing on this. So my little twitches, my little ticks will all be in there. And if you want to follow me, I would really appreciate that. So like and follow. I'm trying to build up the following. Keep being honest here that I'm advertising my skills and services. So I am full-time reader and psychic. But where I want to get myself off the ground is that spiritual life coaching. And from a neuro-spicy perspective, undiagnosed ADHD, but strongly believe that this is now my superpower to help other people unravel their thoughts. So please like and share my work. I will really appreciate it. And I will say thank you. And I will see you on the next one, guys. Thanks very much if you've managed to get this far. Cheers.